welcome to another episode of the Train Hard, Recover Smart podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Flanagan. And today we have an eye-opening topic to dive into. Ready to explore the intriguing world of foods and ingredients that are perfectly legal here in the United States, but are banned or restricted in other countries. Let's uncover the reasons behind these regulations and how they impact your health and well-being. So before we begin our journey on this topic, I want to clarify that I am not a legal expert or a nutritionist. The purpose of this episode is to educate and spark your curiosity about the differences in food regulations worldwide. All right, so now let's embark on this fascinating topic. Our first stop on this global culinary tour takes us to the United States, where artificial sweeteners like aspartame reign supreme. Aspartame is a low-calorie sweetener found in diet sodas, sugar-free gum, and various processed foods. The Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, has approved its use, stating that it's safe for consumption within established limits. However, some European countries, such as France and the United Kingdom, have raised concerns over potential side effects and restricted or even banned its use. To delve deeper into the aspartame debate, we must consider studies and scientific evidence supporting both sides of the argument. Some research indicates that excessive aspartame consumption may lead to adverse effects such as headaches, gastrointestinal issues. However, the FDA and the other regulatory bodies maintain that when used with approved levels, aspartame is safe for general population. Now, let's shift our focus to bromidate vegetable oil, BVO. It's an emulsifier commonly found in certain citrus-flavored beverages in the United States. BVO helps distribute flavor throughout the drink, providing a consistent taste experience. However, BVO contains bromide, which can accumulate in the body and potentially cause health issues if consumed in large amounts. The United States allows the use of BVO in limited quantities, with the understanding that it's safe for consumption. Across the pond, several countries, including Japan and the European Union, have decided to ban BVO due to concerns about its potential long-term effects on your health. To grasp the reasoning behind these disparities, we must consider cultural factors, risk assessments, and scientific research. The FDA has evaluated BVO's safety based on the best available data, while other nations might adopt a more precautionary approach considering potential health implications. Okay. Another hot topic on our food regulation tour is genetically modified organisms, GMOs. In the United States, GMOs are generally genetically modified crops, including corn and soy, are widely cultivated and consumed. Genetically modified salmon, designed to grow faster, is another controversial example. While these practices aim to enhance food production and address global hunger concerns, other countries, such as Australia and New Zealand, have imposed strict bans on GMOs. Okay. The GMO debate revolves around the potential long-term effects on human health and the environment. Proponents argue that GMOs can lead to increased yields, reduced pesticide use, and improved nutrition. Meanwhile, critics voice concerns over environmental impacts and the need for further research on the subject. Now, let's talk about additives. Those sometimes unpronounceable substance found in processed food, potassium bromate, used as a flour improver in bread and baked goods, is a prime example. It helps strengthen dough and enhances baking results, creating the irresistible crispy crust. However, potassium bromate has been classified as a possible carcinogen by the International Agency of Research and Cancer. The classification has promoted several countries, including the United Kingdom, Canada, and Brazil, to ban its use completely. In contrast, the United States permits its limited use, but requires that any residual potassium bromate levels in finished products are below certain thresholds. As we navigate through these regulations, it's important to recognize that countries approach food and safety from various angles. Factors such as scientific research, cultural values, and political considerations influence these decisions. Each nation sets its own standards to safeguard public health and maintain food quality. For fitness enthusiasts and health-conscious individuals, it's crucial to stay informed about the foods we consume, regardless of geographical boundaries. When traveling, researching local food regulations can help you make mindful choices aligned with your dietary needs and preferences. So in today's episode, I only touched on a few things. Aspartame, the artificial sweeteners. Yes, we use them here in the United States, but again, you can see how other countries have banned it. The BVOs, again, we use it here, other countries don't. The difference that I can see when doing the research, especially, again, when it gets into GMOs and, things like that, other countries outside the United States, they look at long-term health concerns. They're being precautionary. Whereas in the United States, as many of you can see with our healthcare system, and I've talked about this before, is we're more reactive to health here in the United States, when we don't work to prevent things. We just react to when they happen. Okay. Other countries, it's the opposite. They're more proactive or overreactive. So that's why we see differences with ingredients in our food, on how other countries outside the United States have banned them, but here in the United States we don't. And again, you can dive into the whole economic thing on how, if you look at other countries, being proactive with health concerns and eliminating ingredients and things like that, is not economically driven. Here in the United States, it's the other story. We can talk to her blue in the face on how we allow these things in our food because our system is built as more reactive, or in the economic world, built more for profit. Okay. Again, we can have that debate all day, every day, till we're blue in the face. Other countries, again, when you talk about the European countries and things like that, being more proactive, their citizens are happier. They do more. They can live more. They enjoy life more. Here in the United States, it's grind, 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 grind. You have the select few who aren't doing that, but again, you grind for profit. Where other countries, it's more, how can I take care of you so you can work for me and be happy working for me and not leave me. So I kind of drifted a little bit, but you see my point. Being a proactive country where you eliminate things that are going to be detrimental to your citizens or your country, your state, whatever, is better than having a country that is overweight and disease run rampant, diabetes, cancer, things like that. Whereas if we really dive in and we look at different ingredients that are in our food, we can eliminate some of these problems. Okay. So again, like today's topic, I mean, like I said, I only went over a few things. There are many, many other ingredients out there that are illegal in other countries that here in the United States, we allow it to be in our food. Like today, we just went over aspartame, we went over BVOs, we went over GMOs, potassium bromate. Again, potassium bromate. It's a carcinogen, a possible carcinogen by the International Agency of Research of Cancer. Why are we allowing that ingredient in our food if it could possibly give us cancer? I will leave that statement wide open for you to dive into the rabbit hole on why in the United States we let it be. Okay. All right. Well, that brings today's episode to an end. We covered some thought-provoking ground today. Remember to keep training hard, recovering smart, nourish your body with foods that align with your goals and values. I'm always, as always, I'm here to empower you on your fitness journey. Okay. Read your labels. When you're buying food, look at the labels, read the ingredients in them. The less ingredients, the better. If you can't pronounce something that's in it, I wouldn't buy it. I shop around. I go to different stores. Again, in this economy, as I've talked about before, you have to say things are expensive. So you got to, be frugal with your money. But again, I look at ingredients. What's in it? And again, if I can't pronounce half the ingredients, I kind of skip over it, and I go from there. So that's a wrap for today's episode of the Train Hard, Recover Smart. Thanks for joining me on this enlightening exploration of foods and ingredients that dance to a different regulation beat. So stay fit, stay informed, and until next time, be better than you were yesterday. Train hard, recover smart. As we ask, always, please support the show. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on any of the platforms. Please donate to the show so we can continue to help veterans and military personnel out there that need our help. And if there's a topic you want me to talk about, send me an email, tnrfitness@tnrfit.com, or put a comment on the YouTube video, or follow me on any of the social media platforms and just shoot me a message. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening, and till next week.